12 extraordinary sacred sites in Britain. Britain has rich, diverse, and extraordinary sites that continue to attract visitors. These destinations evoke a sense of awe and linger in one's memory long after the visit. From natural wonders to significant monuments, these exceptional places can leave a lasting memory. In this video, we have compiled a list of 12 extraordinary sacred sites in Britain. These places are special, awe-inspiring, and impressive. The British ancestors recognised these areas of the land as possessing unique significance, elevating them to a status of sacredness. Therefore, without delay, let's delve into them. 12. Cardinal Wolsey statue, Ipswich, England. The bronze statue of Cardinal Thomas Wolsey, located in Ipswich, was crafted by David Annand and unveiled in 2011. It is slightly larger than life, yet maintains realistic proportions. This statue portrays Wolsey not merely as a political figure, but as an enlightened educator, and it has become one of Britain's sacred sites. The seated representation features him holding a book in one hand while the other is raised, suggesting an act of instruction. Inscribed around the base of the statue are the words, Cardinal, Archbishop, Lord Chancellor and Teacher, who believe that pleasure should mingle with study, so that the child may think learning an amusement rather than a toil. 11. West Kennet Longbarrow, Wiltshire. Renowned as an extraordinary sacred site in Britain, West Kennet Longbarrow is a historic Neolithic tomb that towers above the ground. The mound that encases the internal stone passage and chambers extends over 100 metres in length and prominently rises on the ridge of elevated terrain where it is located. The passage is sufficiently tall for an individual to stand upright, while the chambers provide a more confined space requiring a crouched position. Within these chambers, the remains of approximately 40 individuals were interred. At some point in ancient times, a decision was made to seal the tomb and render it inactive. Today, this tomb has become one of the most historic places in Britain. 10. Canterbury Cathedral, Kent. Recognised as one of England's oldest and most renowned Christian edifices, Canterbury Cathedral stands as a significant sacred site in Britain. The initial church at this location was established by St. Augustine, who was dispatched by Pope Gregory the Great to evangelise the Anglo-Saxons towards the close of the 6th century. Since its inception, it has served as a central hub for Christians, gaining particular notoriety after the assassination of Archbishop Thomas Becket in 1170, allegedly on the orders of King Henry II. This brutal act shocked the Christian community worldwide. Shortly thereafter, reports of miraculous occurrences emerged, and Becket's tomb became a primary pilgrimage site for those seeking relief from their afflictions. 9. Martyr's Mark, Oxford, England. Queen Mary I of England, often referred to as Bloody Mary, was popular for her severe religious persecution. In the mid-16th century, 3 Protestant clergymen were accused of heresy and executed at this location in Oxford, which is now commemorated by granite cross situated in the centre of the road. The Protestant martyrs were tried before a commission at the Church of St. Mary the Virgin and found guilty for their rejection of transubstantiation, the doctrine asserting that bread and wine transform into the body and blood of Christ. The first 2 clergymen were executed on October 16, 1555, while the third observed from the tower of the nearby Bocardo jail at Northgate. Ultimately, the third clergyman was also executed at the same site on March 21, 1556. 8. The Witch's Leg at St. Mary's Church, East Somerton. Within the ruins of St. Mary's Church lies a particularly notable feature called the Witch's Leg. This slender oak tree is believed to be the creation of a local witch. According to local folklore, during the peak of England's witch trials, a woman accused of witchcraft was buried alive in the church. In her torment, it is said that the witch enchanted her wooden leg to grow into a tree. The The tale further suggests that if anyone were to circle the tree 3 times, the witch's spirit would be freed. Nevertheless, it is thought that it never happened because spectral monks inhabit the church, preventing any intruders from liberating her spirit. Today, this site has become one of Britain's extraordinary sacred sites. 7. Avebury Stone Circle, Wiltshire. The magnificent stone circle of Avebury, arguably the most remarkable structure globally, evokes a sense of awe in all who visit. Constructed during the 3rd millennium BC, it is classified as a henge monument, a circular area defined by an earthen bank and a surrounding ditch, featuring 3 distinct stone circles. The extensive ditch that encircles the site reaches depths exceeding 10 metres. At the same time, the imposing outer bank, formed from the excavated earth, would have effectively shielded the activities within from external observation. Even the most pragmatic archaeologists studying the site today often admire this extraordinary feat of creativity and imagination. 6. Alice Dore, Oxford, England. St. Fridswide, a princess and abbess from the 7th century, is recognised today as the patron saint of Oxford. Fleeing from King Algar of Mercia, who sought her hand in marriage, she found refuge in Oxford, leaving behind several legendary imprints on the city, one of which is St. Margaret's Well. In the late Victorian period, a church was erected in the vicinity of Osney Island in her honour, and its most remarkable feature lies within a wooden door in the nave known as the Alice Door. Inspired by Alice Liddell, daughter of Henry Liddell, after whom the fictional character of Alice was based, Alice Dore illustrates the legend of St. Friddiswide's arrival in the city. The door is an obscure piece of art inside the church that has become one of Britain's most sacred places. 5. St. Mary's Well, Newcastle upon Tyne. A serene and secluded site of reverence, St. Mary's Well is situated in the heart of a bustling suburb of Newcastle. The well exudes a tranquil and somewhat enigmatic ambience, accessible only through a wooden gate. The structure of the well is modest and unpretentious, featuring a pool of water beneath a stone arch. The inscription Gratia, a remnant of the phrase Ave Maria Gratia Plena, remains visible. The atmosphere is imbued with a profound sense of detachment from the outside world, as this site continues to be revered as a sacred location. 4. St. Catherine's Oratory, Isle of Wight, England. Commonly called the Pepper Pot, St. Catherine's Oratory is at one of the highest elevations on the Isle of Wight. This 35-foot octagonal tower is recognised as the 2nd oldest lighthouse in Britain. The story of its creation is particularly revealing. In 1313, Walter de Goddeton faced legal repercussions from a Southampton court for acquiring stolen wines meant for the church. To avoid excommunication, de Goddeton was mandated to build a lighthouse and an oratory as a penance. The construction of these structures was completed in 1328. Today, this is the only remaining medieval lighthouse in Britain and one of Britain's extraordinary sacred sites. 3. All Saints' Church Ruins, Ridgemont, England. Built in the 12th century, this now abandoned church underwent expansions over the years, but it was never fully completed. In 1826, the upper portion of the current tower was constructed, replacing an earlier wooden bellcote. The church still showcases a variety of architectural styles that reflect its long history. As the village of Ridgemont grew along the main road, the original All Saints' Church saw a decline in usage, eventually being supplanted by a new All Saints' Church established in the centre of Ridgemont in 1855. The former church was repurposed as a mortuary chapel, but deteriorated significantly due to a lack of maintenance. By 1968, it was deemed redundant under pastoral measures and transferred to Bedfordshire County Council. It now exists as a historic monument. 2. Mermaid Chair, Zena, England. St. Senara's Church is home to a prominent feature, a bench end adorned with fish carvings and a woman gazing at her reflection in a mirror, known as the mermaid chair. Local legends recount that, in ancient times, a stunningly beautiful woman, elegantly attired, would occasionally attend services at the church. Eventually, she captured the affections of the church warden's son, a young man named Matthew Truella. One fateful day, Matthew followed her home, and thereafter they vanished without a trace. The wooden seat, believed to date back to the 15th century, is crafted from oak and features a depiction of a woman with flowing hair and an alluring figure, believed to be the enigmatic woman that captured Matthew's heart. 1. Goat's Hole Cave, Paviland, Gower Peninsula. On the Gower Peninsula, within a sea cave at the foot of a cliff known locally as Yellow Top due to the lichen adorning its surface, a 19th century archaeologist named William Buckland discovered an ancient human burial. This discovery became known as the Red Lady of Paviland because he thought the remains were that of a woman. However, it has since been established that the Red Lady was, in fact, a man who lived and died approximately 33,000 years ago, coinciding with the onset of the last ice age in northern Europe. His burial was characterized by considerable creativity, judging by the site's ivory jewellery and other items. Today, Goat's Hole Cave has become one of Britain's most extraordinary sacred sites. As we end this video, which of Britain's sacred sites would you like to visit? We look forward to your comments in the discussion box. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.